Good evening, my name is Tony Jones, and you are tuned in to the Coalition online at coalitionradio.us and over the air on AM 790, your station for talk and business. P.O. Chris, good evening.
Good evening, Tony.
I want to quickly apologize for my voice. I am the latest victim of the pollen vortex, and I feel like crap, and I'm all whacked out on Benadryl, but
you look great, and that's
hurting,
really what matters in radio.
I'm hurting. Wait a minute,
you're playing the victim card?
Yes, he's playing the victim card.
I thought libertarians didn't play the victim card.
Well, clearly pollen was dropped down by the government from airplanes, so that's
part of the chemtrails? Is that what you're
Black
talking
helicopters.
Unfortunately, my tinfoil helmet didn't catch all the pollen, and that's why I don't feel so good.
So what level of public assistance are you going to qualify for now?
Well, full-blown SSI.
Oh.
I'll see you on the first.
Sounds fair to me. Well, Tony, listen, I want to keep continuing a magic tradition that we started just some say 55 days ago here on the Coalition. By my calculation, it's been 55 days since Representative Karen McBeth told us that she would guarantee that she would have... Wait a minute. Oh, that's right. They lied. There will be no subpoena power. There will be no investigation of 38 Special. All right? The gun continues to be cocked at the fiscal head of the state of Rhode Island, and our esteemed State House Speaker... Nick, as I call him, Paulie Walnuts Mattiello, all right? Listen, separated at birth, check, go to HBO.com, you tell me, okay? Has decided that he's going to leave it up to law enforcement to pursue an investigation. Now, the last time I checked, Sparky, law enforcement bailed, about a year and a half ago.
Oh, but they're back, aren't they? Isn't that probably what the lurking around Gordon Fox's office is about?
Well, we don't know.
That's true, we don't know.
And they shouldn't know either. So if the Stadies decided to bail, if the Federales decided to bail, then just who is covering the collective butt of the state of Rhode Island?
Apparently no one.
Apparently no one. So the question is to Karen McBeth, after on the Buddy Cianci show on 6:30 a.m. on the same Cumulus family radio of shows, guaranteed that she would have this power, where does she turn next? I would argue that at this point she should, as they say in Old England, do the right thing. The right thing in this case is to resign as chairperson of the House Sub-Select, incredibly inadequate, I don't know, what do they call it, Review Misappropriations Committee? Who knows? Who knows what they do?
Well, I think committees talk. They don't necessarily accomplish anything, and I think that's what we're finding here.
Well, but she told me. She promised.
She promised.
That goes down with Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny as well?
It's one of those, can you promise something when you don't have the authority to actually make the promise?
Well, here's the issue.
And should you be using the words, I promise, in that situation?
I take a vested interest in this because she's my state representative.
And you're ever so fond of each other, from what I understand.
You can tell. Share the love.
Yeah.
So the first contention was when 38 Special was brought to us, all right, she claimed she was lied to.
Mm-hmm.
All right. She then turned around and voted for Speaker of the House, Mr. Gordon Fox, the same person who lied to her. Then they claimed there was going to be an investigation. And then she was lied to. Now, all of a sudden, she claimed that she was going to have this oversight power, and she was, ready? Anyone?
Lied to?
She was lied to. So, I may be a little bit more cynical than most and maybe not the most trusting person, but at what point in time does naivete become
less charming?
Legislative malpractice.
Yeah.
And that's where we're at right now. Quite frankly, she should resign from the State House. That's not going to happen. But if she wanted to become an overnight folk hero and actually challenge the status quo, actually get in the grill of these people, and maybe do something meaningful, she would resign.
Now, I've just shared on our Facebook page, facebook.com/The Coalition Radio, this has somehow sparked the Occupy movement back to life. They're planning, this is breaking news, they're planning a rally this Thursday at the State House at 4 p.m.
Good for them, and God bless them, because ultimately, if there isn't some level of revolt in this state, if people don't start to take this personally, and if it has to be the Occupy movement that, the kids, if you will, in the hall, the
hippies
that bring to forward the quote-unquote adults, if someone isn't willing to personalize it, these travesties will continue unabated, unregulated, and we will remain in the financial cesspool that we occupy. It's time. It isn't working, folks. I come from the car business. We have a saying. At what point do you realize what you're doing isn't working? Working within the system clearly perpetuates this type of, I'll call it, serial fraud on the taxpayers of the state of Rhode Island. So how many ways are you going to work through the system, folks? We have a Republican Party that is comatose.
Wait, we do?
There's one representative, Patricia Morgan. I've tried to get on the line with the newly elected, Democratic Representative Joe Trillo. He won't take calls. Doreen Costa continues to be impressed that she is the assistant to the whatever committee. That was her trade-off for selling out to the Democratic Party. And by the way, as far as I'm concerned, the blood of money of 38 studios lies squarely in their hands. They were supposed to be the loyal opposition. They sold out for a committee assistant chairmanship.
Hey, and a better parking spot. Let's not forget about that.
Granted, and maybe they don't have to wait till the Democrats are done to get on the buffet, okay? but again, as we go through the Sturm and Drang this week of the master lever negotiations, my good friend Russ Moore wrote a piece in Go Local Prov that pointed out the fact that, okay, we do away with the master lever, then what? We still have a Republican Party that has ceased to function as any sort of opposition, that is actually responsible for electing the current speaker, who in turn, really in his first legislative initiative, has decided to pay off a bond that is reeking of blood money, is filthy and corrupt, and do so over the objections of the members of his own party. Congratulations, folks.
Yeah,
you must be very, very proud. So that brings up the next question, the progressive Democrats. Where do the progressive Democrats stand in this? All I've heard so far is crickets. Will they have the fortitude to run someone in opposition to people like Macbeth, who are nothing more than representatives of the status quo? They may claim, they may posture, they may position themselves, they may
blog. They blog a lot.
In the words of the immortal words of the parents of Charlie Brown, wah, 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 wah. So at what point in time do these alleged progressives, who will work themselves into some sort of frenzy, okay, over any perceived insult to... what time will they do something substantive? Will they run someone against Karen Macbeth? Will they run someone in the primary against, Paulie Walnuts? Will they run someone against the same type of people who continue to perpetuate this system? What do you think, folks?
You
Any
live in
chance?
Macbeth's district. They may try to recruit you.
Yeah, maybe you should run.
Yeah, but then we couldn't debate because of the restraining orders.
That would be entertaining, actually. We could have you in remote locations. We can do anything with Skype these days.
A state police shield?
Big pictures of the Kool-Aid man.
Well, tell me, how many people in Macbeth's district, relatively speaking, are progressives?
We live in a... I don't know how I'm there. I'm the Fred Flintstone of Arnold Mills.
I could easily see somebody running against Mattiello.
Right.
It's a high-profile slot. If you take down the new speaker who assumed office under fairly bizarre circumstances, that's the kind of thing that can launch a career. And I'm looking forward to seeing somebody actually running against him. Macbeth's district, I don't know how. Do the citizens in her area are they awake?
They're borderline functional.
They keep electing her. So how many of them are there who actually conceivably could run? Who?
Not many. Most of the folks in my district are actually working up in the Boston area. It's
a bedroom community at this point. Yeah.
Cumberland's a crash pad for them.
Basically, and you have to wonder about their intelligence, including me, because we decided to work in the lower tax state and live in the high tax state, which makes perfect sense for any financial planner. Don Soa, where are you now? We need intervention. So you're right. In that sense, is there a hotbed of emotion revolving around this? No. Most of the people in my district are basically check in and check out unless they work for the town of Cumberland.
Yeah, or if there's a big pothole in front of their house.
But we've listened for the last year as progressive Democrats has sought to define themselves as not part of the party of failure, the party of corruption, the Democratic Party. They say that the conservative Democrats that occupy the State House are nothing more than Republicans in sheep's clothing. Okay. We'll accept that for this moment. We don't believe it, but we'll accept it. So, what plan do you folks have since you're so high and mighty, what plan do you have going forward to actually represent some type of more than token opposition to these folks? Where is the anger? Where is the outrage?
And where's the organization?
I don't know.
Because people don't magically end up in office from posting on Facebook. Doorbells need to be rung. Your fellow citizens need to be spoken to, and listened to.
No, absolutely. Because more and more, at this point, it's pretty much a done deal anyway.
Yeah, complaining about the status quo and doing nothing to change it doesn't get anywhere.
Right. So, we'll look to see what happens to them. We've reached out to them, and we're getting the usual crickets from there as well. We'll see if anything substantive comes out of those folks as well.
Well, maybe you could post this podcast on their Facebook group. Oh, wait, no, you can't because you're banned.
They unbanned me.
Ooh.
And so did the Tea Party.
Kumbaya.
Hardly. I think I have to see my probation officer, Dave Fisher, before I'm allowed to actually have a conversation with them.
When we talk about 38 Scrudios, the Tea Party and Occupy Providence are in perfect agreement. Can you talk about strange bedfellows?
Well, I think what we need to do this week is reach out to the Occupy people and get them in here.
No, they're going to want to live here.
Okay,
they're going to want to occupy here.
They'll want jobs. But we can hire them with our staff.
And pay them as handsomely as we're paid.
Exactly. But good for them. And I hope they demonstrate some of the outrage that the more mainstream political establishment has yet to show. Everybody seems to be in Major League CYA mode. Everybody seems to be more about appearance. It's more sizzle, more form. There's no there. So
don't forget that you can check in with me throughout the program at Twitter at Coalition_radio and on Facebook at Facebook.com/The Coalition Radio. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to get right back into it right here on The Coalition on AM 790, your station for talk and business.
The garage floor, a foundation for the cardboard you lie on, under your car, wrench in hand, a place to rest a cold beverage and put Saturday to good use. So Advance Auto Parts lets you order your parts online at advanceautoparts.com and pick them up in store in just 30 minutes. So you can get back to the garage doing what you love. Advance Auto Parts. Let's get you back to the garage.
Visit advanceautoparts.com to learn more.
America was built by people with a few dollars and a dream. And while many don't know it, there's one path to success that still only requires a dream and just $10. That's right. If your dream is to start or grow your business, something as simple as the right business card could make all the difference. And today at Vistaprint.com, you can get 250 full-color business cards for only $10. Plus, for a limited time, get free shipping. Just go to Vistaprint.com and enter promo code 1818 at checkout. That's Vistaprint.com, promo code 1818.
Other than family, what's the biggest asset in most of our lives? It's our home. Remodeling Magazine has published that for every dollar you spend on a garage door, you will get not only the dollar back in value, but an additional 18 cents on the dollar. This is John DePietro. The Independent Home has garage headquarters investment-grade garage doors. Doors that delivered well over twice the cost of value for me. Garage headquarters sells investment-grade garage doors that increase the value of your home. When you're the number one, when you have more local techs performing fast to local service, you deliver for decades on call by noon for service same day. If they're not there, it's free. All while the number one garage door authority delivers the best door price guarantee. Just can't buy a better door for a better price. Looking for an 18% return on your investment? Call 1-877-62-GARAGE or garageheadquarters.com. Accelerate appreciation of your home value with a Garage Headquarters investment grade door.
Garage Headquarters, 877-62 Garage.
Imus in the Morning is on AM 790 Talk and Business.
Old people are using penis pumps to get their freaks on. Let's start with you, Deirdre.
I frankly hadn't heard of this before.
A penis pump?
Yeah.
Come on, sweetheart.
No, I'm serious.
How have you not have heard it? Look who you're married to.
Look in your nightstand.
Big news, big names, and big laughs. Imus in the Morning on AM 790 Talk and Business.
Coalition online at Coalition